If you're going to Iceland for the first time, this is my recommended 7-day itinerary with tips on what to pack. Stay tuned for footage of glacier walks, the Blue Lagoon, and drone footage of some of the most incredible landscapes I've ever seen. Okay, we finally made it to Iceland, and I am in my car that I am renting and solo driving. I won't lie, the American in me has made me very paranoid about insurance and damages, and in Germany, a car company tried to play a little game with us, so I did get the premium insurance, even though the guy at the counter was like, this is overkill. But we're gonna be doing some fun stuff this holiday, and I just didn't want to worry. Hi guys, so we are at Hotel Ranga, which is this beautiful cabin styled hotel in the middle of Iceland in the southern region. It's a fantastic location to explore the southern part of the island because it is so centrally located, and honestly the staff and the service here is incredible. It's a bunch of like-minded individuals from all over the world, and I can't wait to show you the rest of Iceland and also of Hotel Ranga. When you first arrive in Iceland, be sure to pick up local gear to keep you warm and snacks to keep in the car just in case. Okay, so we just went grocery shopping in Iceland, and actually the prices were not that bad. I was even very impressed with the fact that I found LaCroix here, which is a hometown favorite. They had lots of different Asian food, tacos. The variety was really impressive, and I spent a total of 30 euros at the grocery store, but that's partially because I bought a whole case of LaCroix. So far, not too bad with the prices, and can't wait to see what else is next. I booked the Geothermal Bakery super last minute because the forecast for the day was torrential downpour. But I decided to brave the weather and have an adventure. For $23 US, you get to enjoy the traditional geothermal bread baking process in a small group, and then you get to enjoy a tasting at the end. Twice a day, the traditional sweetbread is buried underground and left for 24 hours to bake under the hot black sand. At the same location, you can enjoy a hot thermal spa and pool experience as well. You can easily rent a swimsuit and a towel, and don't be shy to make friends. Ooh, it is very cold here. Here's a controversial statement. You should skip the Golden Circle if you're tight on time. There are so many incredible waterfalls and canyons that will take your breath away in the southern part of the island, and I've heard that the Golden Circle pales in comparison. If you're staying at Hotel Ranga, you'll be only a short 30 to 60 minute drive away from all of these incredible locations. Because these waterfalls and canyons are relatively close together, you'll want to pack and prepare enough supplies to be out all day. You should bring snacks, water, and waterproof clothing because the water tends to splash everywhere thanks to the wind. Okay, I am at this iconic location. You will have remembered it from, I believe, Game of Thrones and a couple of other movies, but what they warn you about when you walk on this beach are sneaker waves. And these waves come out of nowhere and then sweep you up and take you out to sea, and people have died. So be very aware of these sneaker waves, even if it makes the experience a little bit less comfortable. Let's start with the best buy of this trip, the absolute workhorse of a product. That is my Jack Wolf mini backpack. So this is actually only 900 grams, so it's quite light, and it expands to fit tons of gear and clothes if you really need it to. I bought it because I really needed to attach my clip for my camera. Unfortunately, I can't show you how it works because I'm using it to film. But what happens is this stays here and my mirrorless camera can actually attach and detach right from my shoulder. So my hands are free, I get to focus on what I'm doing, which is trekking, and I can still easily have my camera attached to me. What I didn't realize is how much I would depend on this little backpack, because I actually brought a big, I think this is like 90 liters or 70 liters, I'm not sure. This is Tropic Feel. I brought a big backpack to carry all of my camera equipment, but when I realized how long I would be trekking, this size made the most sense, and I bought it the day I left for Iceland. Now we're going to talk about clothing, because you have to be very, very intentional with what you pack here. The good part is you really only need to bring 2 of everything, and then you can rotate and wash at your hotel or just be a little stanky if you have really no shame or no fear. So let's get into it, and I'm actually going to dress for my glacier walk to give you an example and an idea of what it will look like. So first and foremost, you need like warm, long underpants. I got these in Switzerland when I was motorcycling. It's called Odlo, O-D-L-O. This is a size medium. I am a size 10 UK. I don't really know what that is in the US. 40 in Europe. So these fit just fine, and these go on with my wool socks that go over the ankle part. So there's not a lot of room and opportunity for water to get in. Now under these, you should either add a pair of leggings, like a Lululemon kind of situation, because if you're here in the winter, this is not going to cut it. But I'm here in the spring, so on top of these, I also wear these waterproof hiking pants from REI. The brand is called Cool. K-U with umlauts, H-L. It's a 10 regular. I'm a pretty tall young lady, so I was really impressed that they managed to go all the way down. Now, what's important about these is you need it to stretch a little bit because you're moving all sort of which ways, and you want to make sure that it's not stiff. It also needs to be windproof because the wind will literally sweep you away, and especially the top of the glacier and on top of these cliffs, that's a huge possibility. So don't skip out on good hiking pants. Okay, let's keep going with the gear. So I've actually changed into those pants. So underneath, you can see I have the warming long underwear. I have the waterproof, windproof pants. That's what it looks like from behind. Hello, Mom. And so then the next layer is this base layer. Now this is a Lululemon moisture wicking technology of some sort, and it's cropped because I don't want my gear to come all the way around my waist as it bothers me in my mobility, but that's just a personal preference. So once you have the base layer on, you should pick, your next layer should be either wool or fleece. Now I got this when I landed from 66 North. I went to their flagship store, which actually had an outlet connected to it in some like weird dark alley. And that was the best find I could have ever made because this actually cost me like 50% of what it was going to cost. So it even has this like warming hood. You're gonna put the fleece and or wool over the moisture wicking base layer. So we're gonna do that right now. I actually just noticed a bug in my room. I don't know how it got there. I haven't opened the window. Okay, so now you look really cute with your little hood on. Okay, now another reason you want a base layer is because if you're wearing wool, it can sometimes get a little scratchy, and for me, I'm neurodivergent, so the scratchiness just like ruins my day and I can't get over it. So I went with fleece. And then because of this extra base layer, it traps in the heat without like creating a moisture sort of situation. So for me, this has worked the entire time. After you put on your base layer and your fleece and or wool, I have chosen to go with another layer. So this is again 66 North. Shout out to that brand. If you guys need any more models in the European Union, I am ready and available. And so this layer actually has a layer of down here, and then I'm pretty sure this second layer is, actually I thought it was Gore-Tex, but I cannot be sure. Let's have a look. Let's see. It's polyester, but it's like a special kind of polyester. So the workhorse of this entire trip is once again 66 North. This, I think it's a ski jacket technically, but it has down in it. This is definitely made out of Gore-Tex. It's waterproof up to a certain degree, and I wear it all over Germany because it's light while still being so warm. And so this is actually going to go on top of all of those layers. Don't forget to hold the sleeves, guys, because otherwise you won't ever get in there. So, taking this down. I can move relatively comfortably even though I have all these layers. But most importantly, this is waterproof, and you're gonna find that is a huge requirement here. Hi guys, so today we are with Glacier Adventure. We're going on a glacier walk. If you can tell, the weather is weathering. So we are on storm watch and we're still gonna go for it. But this is different from California. This is very different from California. I'm sure we're gonna be fine. We're in most capable hands and can't wait to show you the glacier. So you definitely need a helmet because there are pieces of ice that are falling on you at all times. So don't skip out, don't come out here unless you have the proper gear, but holy crap, is this amazing. Why do you like running these tours?
Because every tour is different, every tour is unique. The landscape is constantly changing, the ice is constantly changing. So going to work every day, you have a new office. How perfect is that?
I love that, thank you. Known as Hollywood's favorite glacier, I just had to visit this glacier to see it for myself. You'll recognize it from movies and series like Batman Begins, Interstellar, and Game of Thrones. A lot of the roads surrounding this glacier were closed to cars, so I actually parked on the side of the highway and just walked towards the glacier and hoped for the best. It took me about 30 minutes to get close enough to drone across the water to reach it, and I did see warning signs as soon as I approached the water, so I decided not to head further into the canyon since the weather was iffy at best. Welcome to another episode of Mess Around and Find Out. So, I'm in hunt of a waterfall, which requires me to do some hiking on my own, but there's nowhere else in southern Iceland that I can go right now, as we are being hit with some sort of storm, hurricane, hybrid thing randomly. It just showed up in the last 24 hours. So, for whatever reason, this part of the island is protected, and so we out here doing our best. When exploring Iceland, you're going to notice that some of the best sites are not accessible by car. Definitely bring comfortable walking boots that provide ankle support because you're going to need it. Also, Iceland is one of the safest countries in the world, so I felt super comfortable hiking on my own. The most dangerous thing about Iceland is the environment, so you always want to exercise caution when the weather is bad and to bring local guides when taking on any of the glaciers. The best way to keep on top of the quickly changing weather patterns is via the site veður.is. You can see how the wind and rain and snow progress throughout the day, and it'll give you a better idea of how to pack and prepare. You can't really tell here, but the wind was blowing at 20 miles per hour and I nearly lost my drone. I cannot emphasize enough how quickly the wind and weather can change, so be sure to check reports every morning and night. If you're staying in the capital, I would recommend hiring a driver or going on a guided tour to see some of these destinations, because the distances can be pretty far. For example, if you wanted to reach the glacier, it's at least a 4-hour drive there and a 4-hour drive back, and after a long day of sightseeing, you don't want to be too tired on the road. I saved the best for last. On my final day, I checked into Retreat at the Blue Lagoon. The Retreat at Blue Lagoon, Iceland is an award-winning luxury resort with 60 suites, Michelin star dining, and a private lagoon sourced from the same healing waters as the Blue Lagoon. It costs $1,500 a night, but comes with spa and lagoon access. For dinner, I went to Lava and enjoyed a round of appetizers, but the restaurant was super packed and quite loud, so if you want something more romantic, go to Moss Restaurant instead. Now let's talk about the Blue Lagoon. Before getting into the water, be sure to wear moisturizer with SPF and to put on protective conditioner in your hair. Do not put your hair in the water, it will get ruined. And for shameless selfies while solo traveling, swim to the back right of the lagoon and prop up your phone using this rock. I hope you enjoyed my 7-day itinerary and packing recommendations for Iceland. It was such an incredible trip, and I fully intend on coming back next year to explore the northern part of the island. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.